Hello, everybody. At the end of last episode, we picked up our first colony, and it is on Foulstone. We picked a task to do for them, and they're going to let us know and keep us updated on when they complete that so we can get our reward and perhaps have them do another development task for us. But we had 2 fights last time, and we did pick up an upgrade. So I think we want to go into management here. We have this macro battery. Now currently, the one that we have, well, we have 2. So we're going to go ahead and put in our upgraded one. This one we don't need that anymore. Alright, so now that we've got the upgrade in, we need to go back to the bridge because Anya needs to speak to Abelard about Cassia. So let's go ahead and do that. And the reason that we need to speak to Abelard is we received a report from Victus that Cassia doesn't get along with anybody, and she's causing some weird and strange things to happen on the ship. Go ahead and see if he knows anything about what's going on.
Lord Captain?
I received a report, a curious report, from Voxmaster Victus. She suggested that I speak to you regarding Cassia. Can you tell me what happened?
And I have nothing to hide from you. Of late, the helmsmen have been going off course with increasing frequency, and the reports are full of contradicting accounts. The problem continued, even after several demotions were handed out, so I took it upon myself to investigate.
Okay.
I was astonished to learn that our Lady Navigator has been amending entries in the ship's log, and the officers have been keeping silent on her orders. I immediately demanded an end to the outrageous conduct, and I reprimanded Lady Cassia in front of the officers. She greeted my words with silence, and then quickly departed. I should not have acted thus. I never even found out what drove her to do it.
Yes, that probably wasn't the best approach. I did have one small other piece of information I would like to ask you about. I discovered that there were caches left by Theodora somewhere on Dargonis and Kiavagama. Do you know anything about this?
It is wise for a rogue trader to have caches where they can safely store important information. And utterly unwise to share the coordinates of such caches with anyone, even one's most trusted associates. I'm afraid I do not know how to find the caches, but I can offer some help. Your predecessor used this numeric code to deactivate certain defense systems in her service. If I know Lady Theodora as well as I think, then I'm quite certain that she left her caches well guarded. In that case, this code will be useful to you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Alright, and Cassia is normally in the front. Alright, let's run down here. There she is.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversation.
I need to speak with you, Lady Navigator. I've heard rumors that you are not getting along well with the crew. Panic flashes in her ruby-red eyes, and your heart starts beating a little faster while your hands go cold. Uh-oh.
Not here. I'm begging you. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants?
Well, let's go to my study. No one will disturb us there.
Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions.
What is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I've nothing to say to your unfounded accusations about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall having a single quarrel with any of your people. Well, let's start with this. You have been willfully changing entries in the ship's logbook and forbidding officers from reporting it to Abelard. Oh, I beg to differ. I read numerous books on Astra Nataris and can swear on House Orcelio's honor that your officers are entering data in complete contravention of regulation. False terms, random distances between lines, spelling mistakes in even the simplest of words. I have spent the last few cycles correcting the latest log entries, and I thought it would please Master Abelard, as he's so fond of order. And yet, the Seneschal did not appreciate my efforts, and for some reason called them an outrage. Even though, mere days before, he had been swaddling me in warm yellow words, I noticed all your people do this when they're expressing sympathy. I merely wanted to repay the Seneschal with the same courtesy. Perhaps he finds my friendliness off-putting. I do have some other questions. The messenger you rebuked butchered his own family and then killed himself, which was most unlike him. I haven't rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. Cassia ponders. Oh, I think I remember. A kind young man with a shy smile and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. He did not come the next day, or ever again. What is she talking about? The color he was wearing, perhaps? Maybe he had something connected to his... I don't know. That is very strange. The officers are reluctant to be quartered next to your chambers, and because of the constant emotional outburst it causes them. Some even maim themselves and others. Oh. Well, I already told you I can't control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned a pariah chaperone, or will you put me in suppressing shackles? This is getting to be a little bit disturbing. Anya is thinking to herself. Well, let me ask you this. Would you mind telling me why you needed 100 species of bird and what you used them for? Admittedly, I'm at a loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification. Shortly before we left, I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic with flickering tints of fear. There was a bird in every one. I was so excited I thought I would have 100 friends instead of just one. I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner, but the stupid birds would not stop chittering, even after bedtime. They were dashing all about the room, smacking me in the face with their wings, and defecating. Oh, yes, that's kind of what birds do. I became angry, and suddenly they started pecking at each other's eyes and attacking me. Then I became afraid, and they fell over dead. All right, I can't stand much more of this, but I have to ask. During the warp voyage, you gave wrong orders, which led the vessel shifting off course and the service bay being destroyed. Well, I saw something in the warp, something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes, right there in our path. I decided to change course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into a monster's gaping maw? Oh, I think I've heard enough for now. Or will you share your thoughts with me? I don't even know what my thoughts are at this point. I don't believe everybody's lying about her. I really find that hard to believe. You have done terrible things. My crew does have a reason to fear you, but I'm not going to do that one because we do need her. Let's try number 2. You do have a kind soul, but have difficulty reaching out to people. I could teach you the art of communication if you like. Oh, that would be wonderful. My education on Uric 5 was cut short, but I had realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Yes, this is true. Very well. Since we are done with this misunderstanding, I'd like to change the subject. It would only be fair for me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? Do not mistake me. I am not going to accuse you of anything. It's just that you are the most worthy interlocutor on the ship, and you're always so busy. Yes, I am that. What do you want to ask? I read a treaty by Paisius de Mobius very recently, who claimed that subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one unless the old one had been a tyrant. No matter what the circumstances, the low-born rabble become deluded about their prospects and rebel in favor of their base desires. What do you make of that? Let me go ahead and go with number 1. Your interpretation of this classical text is not entirely correct, Cassia. If the subjects have grown accustomed to the ruling house, all the sovereign must do is refrain from breaching long-standing traditions. Adjust unwanted laws as gradually as you would shift the bed of a flooded river, and no one will ever take your power from you. Oh. Cassia thinks for a moment and then smiles. Indeed, I was not wrong about your merits, or your ability to hold a conversation. I hope my second question does not confound you. Oh, a second question? All right. What is it? According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher Ostich Istefan the Forgotten, mercy and cruelty go through the world hand in hand, but people flock only to one pan of the scales. Would you rather inspire fear or be magnanimous and choose awe? I'd do number 2, to be honest. I'm going to say that one. I will exercise restraint and lenience in my actions. Excessive suspicion and mistrust harden the hearts of the people and turn them against each other, and that's never a good thing. Oh, I see. There's so much power in your words. Power that makes me want to join you. I understand now why your subjects are eager to follow you. Awesome. Got out of that one without making her upset. I admit I was afraid we were too different, and yet you helped me realize that I can be candid with you. Do you have something else to add, my dear? I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden the house has placed upon me. I feel I'm not doing my best. Tell me, how you can bear the responsibility for billions of lives day after day and not stoop under all the weight. It's not always easy, but I try to lead the dynasty toward prosperity by worthy means. Oh, I see. Thank you for your patience, Sonia. You are helping me to see the world in different colors. A novel experience for me. Our conversations hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I'm heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversation. All right. We need to head in this direction. I think we have to chart a new route. If we click on there. All right, we can go there. That one is a little more dangerous than this one, though. Let's go to Omicron. Oh, Vox Master Victus. Lord Captain, I bring dire news. A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the Void Shield arrays. Rumor has it that the late Lady Theodora was seen on the lower decks, and so one of the families called for a rebellion against the usurper of the Void Ship. That is you. So far, no one believes their mad tales, but unrest has begun at the fringes of the compartments. The ship's enforcers are ready to eliminate the instigating clan or pacify the entire Void Shield crew. The decision is yours. A ghost, huh? I would like to find the source of the rumors and punish those responsible. I don't want any unnecessary deaths. Oh, Lord Captain, as Seneschal Wassarian would say, there are no innocents in such cases. The clans are endangering the entire ship, tussling over a strange and obviously false rumor. If you so desire, I will convey your wishes to the enforcers later, but right now the unrest must be stopped, and the people returned to their duties. What is the story about this ghost? Well, rumors of Lady Theodora's presence on the Void Ship have been circulating for a long time and appear to be a deliberate provocation rather than ordinary drunken ramblings. Perhaps someone is intentionally stirring up the masses. Perhaps it's an influence of the warp. Enforcers are already investigating, but we need to stop the conflict from escalating. Okay, well, that really did not give us any new things, so I gotta go with number one. My wishes, Foxmaster, are for the enforcers to sort out the situation before we forfeit the crew wholesale. Investigate. No violence. I'll see it to it, Lord Captain. So does that mean we can't go? Okay, we can. Let them worry about that. I can't worry about every single squabble that goes on my ship. Alright, what do we have here? We have some space dust, which usually means things to pick up. And 3 planets. Let's get the space dust. We don't need more fuel. We need somebody who wants to buy our fuel. Alright, let's start down here. And we'll go counterclockwise. Okay, we do have something here. A magnetic storm. Let's explore that. The magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of auger arrays. Only truly powerful diviner machines may see through the currents and discover the mysteries of this Emperor-forsaken planet. Alright, so we've decided to leave. Maybe we'll come back, so we're not supposed to go here yet. A savannah world. So not much happened with that one. Let's come over here. Ooh, look at this planet. That looks interesting. A dead world. Not explored. Inhabited world. The ruins of an ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained in a titanic glass dome that once held an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detected the framework of 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome systems failed and left behind this city, a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. I wonder if there would be any supplies for us there. Let's go ahead and send them down to see, perhaps, why the glass dome had failed. Oh, we got some trophies. Holy gifts. Nice. The temple district is situated at the heart of the city. The God Emperor's statue, intricately carved from precious crystal, is suspended beneath the dome, supported by chains of gold, and can be seen from anywhere in the colony. Inspired by the majestic sight, the expedition members set off to explore the area with renewed vigor. Soon enough, they stumbled upon an ancient weapon lying on a pedestal wreathed in sunlight. The expedition brought it back to the ship and told many tales about how the Emperor himself, who had been watching them from above, had directed their attention to the sacred relic. Gather as many supplies as possible. We got some provisions. Nice. A lavishly decorated estate of the local ruler towers over rows of featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perished from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps. Anything of value has been promptly delivered to the rogue trader's vessel. The Lord Captain was given an exquisite sword found in a secret cache that once belonged to the mansion's owner. We also gained a profit factor. A ghost sword. We'll have to see if one of our warriors, they have to be Eldari weapon proficient. So we'll check that out. Okay, well, I guess we'll drain the remaining fuel. It takes several trips to deliver the massive promethium storage tanks to your vessel. The crew grimly points out the colony was running out of fuel. Had the life support systems not failed, they would have perished due to lack of energy. Okay, well, let's leave the city. All right, last but not least, okay, there's some more plasteel. It's only 2, though. Never mind. Alright, well, that's all we needed from this system. Let's go back to our map. Alright, let's go back to Trinitos. Oh, no. Lord Captain, we have an emergency. We received word that there has been a sighting on the lower deck. of Lady Theodora. The messages we have received are incomplete and vague, little more than yelling and hysterical claims. There are reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment in question has already been sealed off. The situation is delicate, and what's especially disturbing is there are mentions of Adira being present. What is Adira doing there? Well, we can't leave her there. I need the exact location. Right away, Lord Captain. I guess we will take Cassia, since she might be the reason for this. She's going to upset everybody even more. Yeah, no. We're going to take Argenta. I'm not taking Cassia. Everybody's pretty much freaked out from her anyway. That might not help our situation. Okay, we have to explore this place. This already looks like it's corrupted majorly. Next episode, we will explore the macro chamber and find out what's up with this Theodora's ghost situation. Thank you for joining me today. Please give a like and subscribe. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye now.